A new art show tackles a singular radiant color as its theme. Here to tell us about the exhibition, The Rule of Red, is artist Mare Mason. Good morning, Mare.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
I'm glad to have you. So,
Yeah.
how did you begin working in your particular kind of media? Because you have an unusual set of, um, uh, what do you call them?
Skills.
Well, no, I was thinking just like the materials that you
Oh,
use is
yeah,
kind of an
yeah,
unusual
yeah.
structure that you begin with.
So I really love to reclaim things.
Hmm.
I'm a garbage hunter for sure. My kids, it kills them. They're like, "Please don't stop." But I see styrofoam and it doesn't go away. We put it in the landfill, and I'm convinced that we're going to be living amongst, a sea of styrofoam at some point in our lives. So I have a goal to like save as much styrofoam as possible. So I reshape it with a hot knife, and I make a clay out of basically a paper mache, and I coat the styrofoam then in the paper mache, and then it's like a solid surface. So my paper mache dries really hard. It's as hard as wood. I can drill into it. I sand it. I paint it. Um, and so I just imagine so many things being covered in paper mache when I see them. So, and then I also use ropes and other reclaimed
So this
materials.
is a material that you create and then you can use to either build something with it or cover something that exists.
Yes, I can either mold an object, and I like to use reusable molds. So a lot of people traditionally will paper mache around a balloon. I'm working at high volume. I would be putting so many balloons in the landfill. So I really concentrate on finding re-inflatable objects to use as molds. And then I also can make an armature, which is what I would use the styrofoam for.
Okay.
So shape it into the shape I want. And obviously, styrofoam is breakable, it's not going to last the test of time. So then I coat it in the paper mache, I give it a new texture, and then I'm able to work with it with paint and all of the other
And
things.
these pieces are very colorful. Some of them are
Mhm.
whimsical. Some of them are just very practical because you
Yes.
do cover things like lamps and create
Right.
vases and things like that that are just
Yes.
household items.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like, art that can be used.
Mhm.
I think that a lamp shouldn't be boring. I think a lamp should be an expression in your house, and I love color as an expression. I'm known for bold, bright colors and a lot of color and a lot of different colors, and, so, taking on a singular color was so fun and interesting, and it really transformed me, I feel like, as
Yeah.
an artist.
So let's talk about that because people who are watching online can see some of your images, but not necessarily from this upcoming show, The Rule of
Right.
Red. So, how did you select red? How does this theme present itself in this upcoming exhibition?
So my mom was an interior designer, and growing up, she specialized in flooring. So growing up, we were in rug stores all the time. I have this like early memory of running, leaping on these like rolled rugs as a kid, but a lot of them were vintage, a lot of red and vintage rugs. Um, and so my mom had this theory that every room needs a little bit of red.
Mm.
That's the rule of red in our house.
Oh,
So she would critique people's designs based on how much red they had. We would like leave a space, and she'd be like, it looked great, but it really needed just a tiny little pop of red. And I used to kind of roll my eyes about it, but then as you get older, you expose yourself to more things, and you're like, oh, that actually is a really true concept. Red it's such a powerful color, and people are afraid of it because they think it's going to just take over, and it can if it's used irresponsibly. But I also like playing with how much power it has. It does change the dynamic of a room. It pulls it together. And there are times where I'm like, what is this room missing? And then I'll just put like a tiny little trinket of red, and it does something.
hmm.
I don't know what it is, if it's energetic or emotional, but it's just such a powerful color.
So this exhibition is at the Lark, which
Hmm.
is on Hogan Street, and it opens at Art Walk, which is on June 4th.
Yeah.
How long is it open thereafter?
I strike it the next day.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
it's a one day only.
One day only.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
one
so
day
you're
only.
setting it up right now.
The impermanence
Okay.
of it
I guess that
is another
reflects.
element. Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, and people say, "That's crazy, all for one day," and I say, "Have you ever been married?" Like,
Well,
you
that's a
plan
good
that for
point.
over a year,
Sure.
and it's this huge party, and it's all just for one day, so
That's a good
that's
point.
yeah, so that's also it would be nice, to exhibit it for a longer period of time somewhere, and I am hoping to do that at some point with this
Well,
exhibition.
this exhibition is at Art Walk. It starts at 6. People can also find lessons and classes that you offer
Yes.
online. Where do you offer like, where can they find
So
information?
my studio collective is Margaret Street Studios. It's at 1732 Margaret Street in Riverside. So we're right on the river and in this old historic house that's beautiful. And we have a classroom. And I have been teaching classes. I just started a series. I did a rope class where you wrapped a tassel for your door handle.
Hmm.
Really cute. And then the next class will be actually a light making class. It's a series of 2 classes, June 7th and then the 14th. So they will mold a light of their choice, and then they will come back and paint it.
Excellent. Well, Mayor Mason, appreciate you being here. Thanks so
Thank
much.
you so much.
All
Thanks for
right.
having me.